Hello and welcome to Medical Dialogues. I'm Dr. Garima Soni. Let's look at today's top medical news. No more BP cuff. Researchers developing Android app for blood pressure monitoring. Researchers at the University of Pittsburgh pioneered a new approach to blood pressure monitoring by using the device we carried with us every day. Ramkrishna Mukammala, professor of bioengineering at Pitt Swanson School of Engineering, is passionate about developing accessible blood pressure detection tools. Instead of designing a new medical device to monitor BP, Mukammala decided to take advantage of what is in nearly everyone's pocket smartphone and figure out how to detect blood pressure using sensors already built into them. Mukammala's team harnessed tools already built into most smartphones like motion sensing accelerometer, front cameras and touch sensors to build a smartphone application on Android that can measure an individual's pulse pressure. The user performs a hand-raising motion while holding the smartphone to make a measurement. The findings published in scientific reports demonstrate a promising new technology that could uniquely help reduce the burden of systolic hypertension globally, particularly in undeserved populations. Turning a smartphone into a monitoring device is no easy task, as Vishal Damodaram, graduate student in the Cardiovascular Health Tech Laboratory, found out through multiple iterations of app development. Because smartphones don't have force sensing tools, a crucial element of the project was figuring out how to replicate the effect of traditional blood pressure exam using only a cell phone, which the team solved by using familiar force, gravity. Promising results of triple antibody therapy for long-term HIV control. Randomized trial finds. In a study of 12 participants, researchers at Beth Israel Deacon's Medical Center have demonstrated that a cocktail of 3 broadly neutralizing antibodies successfully suppressed the virus in people living with HIV. A subset of participants also demonstrated long-term control of virus months after antibody levels declined to low or undetectable. The findings were published in Nature Medicine. Our data suggests that the triple BA and AB cocktail can lead to virologic control for a prolonged period of time in most people living with HIV following ART discontinuation, said co-corresponding author Danish Baroch, MD, PhD Director of the Center of Virology and Vaccine Research at BIDMC. Larger studies are planned based on these results. HIV remains a global public health challenge, while ART, a combination of drugs typically taken daily, has transformed HIV from a fatal illness into a manageable long-term condition. It does not eliminate the virus. The antibody cocktail tested in the study could offer an alternative that reduces reliance on daily medication. Study finds repeated antibiotic usage could damage gut mucus barrier. Researchers have found that a history of repeated antibiotic use can cause defects in the normally protective mucus barrier of the gut due to antibiotic-driven alterations in the microbiota. In a further study, the researchers found a bacteria-independent mechanism through which antibiotics can damage the mucus barrier directly. The results have been published in the scientific journal Gut Microbes and Science Advances. Together, these two studies suggest that antibiotics can damage the mucus layer through at least 2 independent mechanisms and that they might have long-lasting effects through an altered gut bacteria. This further supports the notion that antibiotics should be administered in a responsible manner, says John Schroeder, docent in infection biology in the Department of Molecular Biology at Umeå University. Previous research has shown the consequences of short-term antibiotic treatment on the intestinal environment, but it is less clear how repeated antibiotic use in past years can affect our guts. To address this question, John Schroeder and his groups at Umeå University teamed up with a research group at Tartu University in Estonia, who have built a deeply characterized cohort of individuals that provided stool samples and health records. Obesity paradox in cancer therapy. JAMA study explores to find the link. While being overweight increases the risk of developing lifestyle-related diseases, there is a phenomenon known as obesity paradox where a decreased risk of death has been seen during cancer therapy. However, that paradox might not be a trend for all cancer therapies, an Osaka Metropolitan University team reports in JAMA Network Open, a publication of American Medical Association. The researcher used Japanese administrative claims database of more than 5 lakh lung cancer patients and examined the relationship between body mass index and the risk of mortality during immunotherapy and conventional chemotherapy. Scientists warn against antifungal resistance in fungal disease. Without immediate action, humanity will potentially face further escalation in resistance in fungal disease, a renowned group of scientists from across the world has warned. The commentary published in The Lancet was coordinated by scientists at the University of Manchester, the Westerdijk University, the University of Amsterdam. According to the scientists, most fungal pathogens identified by the World Health Organization, accounting for around 3.8 million deaths a year, are either already resistant or rapidly acquiring resistance to antifungal drugs. The authors argue that the currently narrow focus on bacteria will not fully combat antimicrobial resistance. September's United Nations meeting on antimicrobial resistance must, they demand, include resistance developed in many fungal pathogens. Resistance is nowadays the rule rather than the exception for the 4 currently available antifungal classes, making it difficult, if not possible, to treat many invasive fungal infections. Fungicide resistance infections include Aspergillus candida, Necaseomyces, glabratus, and Trichophyton, Indotines, all of which can have devastating health impacts on older and immunocompromised people. That's all for today. Stay tuned to Medical Dialogues for latest updates.
Never miss a medical update from Medical Dialogues. Like, subscribe, and press the bell icon.